Welcome back to Basement Integrity Podcast by Icerino. Last time, we were really deep in the crawl spaces, solving those basement leak mysteries.
We were figuring out the what and the where of water getting in, really fixing the symptoms.
And today, we're shifting gears a little bit. I'd say completely, actually.
Yeah, we're moving beyond just finding and patching a crack. The focus now is proactive. It's sustainable protection.
Exactly. Our mission today is to unpack the best eco-friendly options for waterproofing. And this isn't just a trend, is it?
Not at all. It's becoming a necessity. We see it every day. Homeowners in the GTA are asking for solutions that protect their home and the planet.
And we're going to get into how certain materials and, even the way we install them can lead to a healthier home, less waste, and this is the big one for many, actually increase your home's value.
It's all about building durability through sustainability.
Okay, so let's start with the core problem, traditional waterproofing. Why are we moving away from some of those older methods?
Well, the big villain, so to speak, is often the chemical cocktail involved. When we talk about old school sealants and compounds, we're often talking about high levels of VOCs.
Volatile organic compounds.
Exactly. And other non-biodegradable chemicals. They do seal the foundation, sure, but there's a hidden cost, a health cost, an environmental one.
And that hidden cost, especially for air quality, can be pretty significant.
It's huge. Because VOCs, they off-gas. Sometimes for years. They're literally polluting the air inside your home. It's that new paint smell that just doesn't go away.
Right.
So switching to green solutions, it offers these immediate, tangible benefits that go way beyond just keeping the basement dry.
So let's hit those. What are the main benefits people will see?
Okay, so the first, and maybe the most important for your day-to-day life, is a massive improvement in indoor air quality. By getting rid of those toxic off-gassing materials, you just slash the health hazards. And since so many basements are living spaces now, that's critical.
Especially in Toronto, with our homes sealed up tight all winter. That air quality downstairs affects the whole house.
It really does. The second benefit is carbon footprint reduction. This comes from using recycled materials that take less energy to make and just using less harmful processes all around.
Okay, so better air, smaller footprint. What's number 3?
Sustainability. Plain and simple. Choosing materials that are renewable or recyclable or just incredibly long-lasting. It all contributes to the bigger picture.
And the final one, the one every homeowner is thinking about, the payoff.
Precisely. It adds value to your home.
Yeah.
As people become more aware, they're actively looking for green features. A sustainably waterproofed basement is a real selling point. It makes your house more desirable on the market.
So if we're moving away from the high VOC stuff, what are the actual effective alternatives that we're using? Because they have to work just as well or even better.
Right. So let's start with coatings. The first and most straightforward alternative is water-based sealants. Instead of harsh chemical solvents, they use water as the carrier. That means far fewer toxic chemicals, and they're, frankly, much easier to work with. They create a really reliable moisture barrier without the harmful side effects.
Now, I've heard some skepticism that maybe they aren't as durable. Is there any truth to that?
With modern formulas, no. But if durability is your absolute #1 concern, then we move beyond just surface coatings to something called silicate-based sealants.
Okay, now this is where the chemistry gets interesting, right? How does this actually work differently?
It's a completely different mechanism. Silicates are they're non-toxic mineral compounds. When you apply them to concrete, they don't just sit on the surface like paint.
They soak in.
They penetrate deep into the concrete, and once they're inside, they react with the lime and moisture that's already in there to grow these tiny insoluble crystals.
So it's not a coating, it's a chemical reaction inside the wall.
Exactly. It literally turns the concrete itself into the water-resistant barrier from the inside out. And because it's internal, it can't peel or degrade. That is true sustainability. It's incredibly long-lasting.
That's amazing. Now, moving past liquids, what about solid materials? I know there's a lot of innovation in using things that would otherwise be waste.
Oh, absolutely. Look at recycled rubber membranes. These are high-performance sheets made mostly from recycled tires.
Wow.
So every time we use them, we're helping keep tons of waste out of landfills.
So you're taking literal trash and turning it into a protective shield for a foundation.
And it's an incredible shield. It has amazing flexibility and resistance to our freeze-thaw cycles here in the GTA. And another one, if you're finishing the space, think about cork flooring.
Okay.
It's from a renewable resource. They don't cut the tree down. And it's naturally water-resistant and mold-resistant. It just transforms a potentially damp area into a warm, healthy living space.
So, waterproofing isn't just what you paint on the wall, it's also about managing the water before it even gets to the foundation.
That is our first line of defense. Always. Think about a normal concrete patio. It's impermeable. Water just sheets off it and pools right against your foundation.
Overwhelming the whole system.
Right. So instead, we recommend things like permeable pavers. They look like regular pavers, but they have small gaps that let water soak right into the ground.
So, it reduces that pressure.
It reduces it dramatically. And then there's my personal favorite, which is both beautiful and incredibly functional, the rain garden.
I love the look of these, but are they a serious defense against leaks? Or are they more just a nice landscaping feature?
Oh, they're absolutely a serious defensive layer.
Hmm.
A rain garden is basically a strategically placed shallow depression that you fill with deep-rooted native plants. It's designed to capture runoff.
And the plants just soak it all up.
They soak it up naturally. It becomes this beautiful low-maintenance feature in your yard that's also actively protecting your basement.
Now, what about the installation process itself? Excavation is messy, it's disruptive. How do we make that part greener?
We try to minimize it as much as possible. We prioritize things like trenchless technology and localized repairs.
Okay, explain trenchless technology for someone who's never heard of it.
It's pretty much what it sounds like. We make repairs without digging a giant trench across your yard. For a foundation crack, for example, we can use a high-pressure polyurethane injection from the inside or outside.
Ah, so it's targeted.
It's very targeted, with minimal disruption to your garden or your driveway. We're not disturbing the whole ecosystem. And, as a company, we make sure to use energy-efficient equipment and have really strong recycling programs for any old materials we do have to remove.
Let's talk about some bonus tips, specifically using landscaping as an actual integrated waterproofing tool.
It's a huge part of the system. When you're planting around your home here in, say, Etobicoke or Scarborough, always choose native plants.
Why native specifically?
Because they're already adapted to our climate. They manage excess water much better than non-native species, and they require way less maintenance from you.
And for someone doing a major renovation or maybe new construction, there's an even bigger idea for handling rainwater.
Yeah, the green roof. This is where you actually cultivate a living roof system. It's an incredible waterproofing layer on its own, but it also absorbs a huge amount of rainwater, which takes pressure off the city's storm drains.
Plus, it insulates the home and helps reduce that heat island effect we get in Toronto and Mississauga.
Exactly. It's a win on so many levels.
So if a homeowner hears all this and says, yes, this is what I want, what should they look for in a contractor? How do they find the right partner?
You need to ask a few key questions. First, do they have any green certifications? That shows a real commitment. Second, ask specifically about their material use policies. Do they offer these low VOC and silicate options?
Or are they just going to push the old cheap stuff?
Right. And the third, which is critical, is to ask for their waste management plan. A truly green company has a clear plan for recycling old materials and keeping debris out of the landfill.
So to wrap this all up, this deep dive really shows that eco-friendly waterproofing isn't just some optional feel-good upgrade. It seems like it's just the most responsible and effective solution, period.
It is. And you can't overlook the long-term economic payoff. When you invest in durable materials like silicates or recycled rubber, you're going to have less maintenance costs down the road.
That makes sense.
And the improved insulation and the quality of the materials, it all adds up to better energy efficiency. That means you're saving money on your heating and cooling bills year after year. It's a system that truly pays you back.
So it's a powerful, future-proof choice you can make for your home, for your family's health, and for the community.
Absolutely. If you'd like more information on these options for your home in the Greater Toronto Area, we really invite you to get in touch for a free consultation.
You can reach us directly at 647-454-6660. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into sustainable solutions. We'll see you next time.